Okay, this is Bridle Gossip, the ninth episode, and we get a couple new characters this time, so... Okay, starting with that. Twilight and Spike are heading into town, and then the friends pull her into, I guess, the bakery, where they're all hiding out. They tell her that every month or so, this mysterious zebra comes into town that scared to death of. They've never seen a zebra before or heard of one, but Twilight has. She looks out, she sees her walking by, the zebra whose name is Zecora, and she doesn't see what the big deal is about. She's, heard of zebras before. She says there's probably a logical explanation for everything she does that the friends think is weird. She comes from somewhere else, so this is it's actually kind of the mysterious figure mistaken for somebody dangerous plot. Seen that before, but they kind of try to give it an ethnic slant, like a don't judge people for different backgrounds kind of an episode. But yeah, in the broad strokes, it's the plot about the mysterious, creepy figure that everybody thinks is dangerous and totally isn't. So, but the friends, they don't want to hear Twilight listen to logical explanations. Applejack is really scared that her little sister, who I guess is going to be a regular character now, because she has a pretty big role in this episode. She really worried about needing to protect her. The little sister, whose name Apple Bloom, is just, Applejack, I can take care of myself. Will you stop? And then, actually, while they're talking about this, Applejack's the one who's kind of shaking. Apple Bloom's like, "Get off me!" So that's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm convinced. And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Pinkie Pie also has kind of a jig she's made up just for this kind of scenario. She has this little song and dance about how dangerous Zecora is, how she's totally gonna brew you in soup and eat you and all that stuff. So, but anyway, Twilight keeps insisting that there's nothing wrong with her. She does kind of convince Apple Bloom, because Apple Bloom actually goes out to talk to Zecora, and she follows her back into the mysterious Everfree Forest from, I guess that's been shown up here and there, but okay, so they all try to chase down Apple Bloom, try to make sure she's okay, and they find her in this patch of blue plants that, of course, are going to be significant later. The zebra, who only speaks in rhyme, tries to warn them about the plants, like something about how they're not a joke, or, well, that will also come back later. But anyway, they just kind of stare her down, yell at, "Yeah, take off, you keep to yourself," all of that. Angry mob, hoo-ha. But okay, so the next day, though, they're back at home. They wake up, and all of them have something wrong. Twilight's horn is covered in blue spots, and it's like not a horn anymore. It's kind of like a limp, wobbly, tongue or something like that. But okay, so it's useless, and then everyone else shows up. Rarity is covered in this really long, scraggly hair, I guess. Pinkie Pie's tongue has gone the way of Twilight's horn. It's all swollen and covered in blue dots and floppy whatnot. Rainbow Dash can't fly anywhere without crashing. Applejack has shrunk to miniature size, and then Fluttershy, she doesn't have Fluttershy's voice anymore. She has the voice of this deep man that, she tries not to talk for most of this episode, but it's perfect too, the way they reveal it. Like, "Well, what's wrong with you, Fluttershy?" "I don't want to talk about it." But okay, so Spike, he's having a ball with this. He's laughing it up, giving them all nicknames. Rainbow Crash, Harity, Spitty Pie. Okay, so, but he can't think of one for Twilight, because what are you gonna, Twilight Sparkle with useless wobbly horn? Nothing. But, so okay. Now, they all think that Zecora has cursed them, and Apple Bloom, once again, is actually the brave one. She wants to go back into the forest and investigate, see if she can talk Zecora into setting things straight. And so she takes off before anyone notices, except Applejack. Applejack, jumps on her back, but she's, teeny now. Apple Bloom doesn't even notice. So now everyone else tries to take off after them, and Applejack, by the time she works her way up to Apple Bloom's ear and is able to get her to listen, they're deep into the forest. Apple Bloom It's like, sorry, I'm the big sister now, haha, and plucks her, puts her in a tree for safekeeping, and yeah, she just keeps going, but so anyway, they find Rainbow Dash, I think it finds her, and Applejack uses like a makeshift saddle, bridle, to steer Rainbow Dash, all the way, because again, she can't fly. So she steers Rainbow Dash to Sakura's hut. Everyone has their little misadventure getting there. Twilight still refuses to accuse Sakura without solid evidence, but she's, of course, being won over, because, I mean, this is all, I don't know, I guess, not putting the strongest case in for her, so, and then they get there, and of course they are going to hear just the wrong segment of what she says. She's brewing something, she's like, this is the perfect temperature for ponies. It's in my perfect temperature for ponies, I presume. Now, where is that little apple bloom? So, they all think she's going to cook apple bloom in a soup. So, okay. They burst in on her, they break some stuff, they call her out, and she's really indignant, like, you're destroying my home and accusing me of wrongdoing, and then Apple Bloom comes back. It turns out that, yeah, the reason Zokora was expecting her was because they met up, they talked about this, and Zokora knew what was wrong with them. It wasn't like a curse she made, it was the plants from before. They're a breed of plant that has joke in the name. I can't even remember what it is, but okay, so yeah, they are what they do though is they play jokes on whoever wanders into them, which that's pretty specific, but okay. So yeah, that's what happened to the 6 main characters. Except for Spike, who specializes in getting written out of the plot, he is back at home waiting in case Apple Bloom comes back. But okay, I digress. They've all been joked by this plant, and Apple Bloom has been out collecting the cure at Zakura's request. So, okay, they realize that, yeah, nobody needed to be at odds here, so Zakura helps them. They help Zakura, who, it turns out, comes into town every month because she just wants to get some shopping done, wants to integrate herself, so they introduce her to the town. They get everyone to stop shutting her out, I guess, so okay, everybody's happy. And let's see, oh, and I forgot this part. Again, I said the jig happened because Pinkie Pie's jig, they bring it back at the end, and Pinkie Pie, she can't sing it anymore because of her tongue, so she gets Fluttershy to sing it with her deep voice, and now it's like more of a, what do they call that? I don't know, like poetry, beatnik poetry or something, like you just hear snapping fingers instead of the jig music, and Fluttershy is just like going through it, in her deep voice, like rolling her eyes like she doesn't want to, but okay, fun there. But alright, so like I said, I appreciate the ethnic sort of respect everybody's differences plot. You know, that's all well and good, but I mean, like I said, they play it as just that plot we've seen before with the character who everybody's scared of for no reason, and it's the yeah, don't fear somebody's differences plot in a nutshell. And I mean, and we know how it's going to turn out. We've seen it a dozen times before. There's going to be a logical explanation for everything, and everything that they heard her say that made it sound like she was bad, it's going to be totally out of context. So, okay, I mean, that was a little wearisome actually, but I mean, the real appeal though seemed to be just the antics of the cursed friends, and they have a lot of fun with that, which yeah, I mean, all of them get a moment. Let me see. Apple Bloom with her little sister now, that was pretty good. Pinkie Pie trying to, I guess, get her point across, even though she can only spit up a storm now, and it was fun. It goes without saying, a flutter guy, what they called her, that was pretty fun too. So, I mean, all in all, just another fun episode, a little clunky, just not the best one. I mean, it was alright. And in a nutshell, that's all I got. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to bring Apple Bloom back. I mean, Applejack, she had a dog before. I don't know if now they want her to hang around. She has a whole farm to herself. I don't know if they want her to have someone around there who's more like Spike, just your little sibling of the group that can be brought in from now on, just when it's appropriate. So, we'll see. So that's pretty much all I got. I'll see you at the next one.